Hello and welcome everyone, a new episode of Money Means Business. Today we are going to dedicate this episode to tourism. Thank God we received this year, at least till the moment, a record large number of tourists coming from all over the world to enjoy their time and to enjoy different types of tourism. Well, how to promote that? What's our homework to add millions and millions of visitors to the Egyptian different sites all over the country? You have a lot to see and a lot to enjoy. Well, I do have one of the experts, and we are going to discuss a number of issues related to this very important, vital sector, tourism. Right after this, we are going to be back with more, so stay tuned. Welcome back. Let me first welcome my dear guest live here in the studio, Dr. Amira Ashraf, Assistant Lecturer in Preserving Heritage and Sites Management. Thank you very much for being with us, Dr. Amir.
Thank you so much for being with me.
Let's start immediately. As I said in my intro, we do have a lot to speak about, and I do have some statements which were released by Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli as an example of what we are going to talk about. Developing historic Cairo prioritizes maintaining historic tourist aspects. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli asserted that the government prioritizes developing the southern part of historic Cairo area under the state's plan to overall historic and archaeological areas. So historic Cairo is only an example, but let's start with it. How do you see it right now, and how do you see the keenness of the state to start with Greater Cairo, but going from Greater Cairo to all over the country?
Yes, actually the tourism or the history in Egypt, we have so many types of tourism in Egypt, so and we have so many things to enjoy for the tourists in Egypt. It's a cultural or just entertaining or ecotourism. We have so many types of tourism in Egypt to enjoy. So we're working on all of them parallel to each other. We're not just working on just one type of them. So we have ecotourism, for example. We have so many contracts between the environmental
The
ministry.
environment and the Ministry
Ministry and tourism.
Environment and tourism.
Yes,
Of course.
and ecotourism.
But because when we were speaking before being on air, you told
Yes.
me that sites management, it's a brand new issue.
Yes.
And
It
also
is.
when it comes to preserving heritage, it's also
Yes.
another very important, vital element of the story. Because one of the priorities of the political leadership is to preserve our identity. And without our
Yes.
heritage, how we are going to preserve our
Yes,
identity?
as our monuments or our history is reflecting our culture, so or our civilization as a whole. So that's why we have to preserve. This is our identity, by the way. We have our new gem, which is Grand Egyptian Museum. It's almost about to be opening, so
We do
this is
have
firstly.
another piece of news saying that about 70% of the artifacts already
Yes.
already moved to the gym, as it's going to be inaugurated that soon. And these are statements released by Minister of Tourism,
Yes.
His Excellency Ahmed Isa, who held a video conference to follow up on this day, to follow up on the completion of construction and preparations for the Grand Egyptian Museum.
The opening.
How do you see the gym as a turning point? I mean, is it going to be a real turning point when it
Yes.
comes to our museum tourism, if I can call it this way?
Yes, actually, it's a huge building. This is considered to be the largest museum in Egypt. It collects more than one culture there, and not just Egyptology. It has some Islamic pieces, so all of these are masterpieces, and all of these are different cultures and different stages in chronologically of Egypt, or chronology of Egypt. So it will be a different turning point to Egyptian tourism. So we're working on its opening right now, and it's about to be opened, as I told you, inshallah.
But part of your experience is being a tour guide. So in your opinion, is it a one-day museum, or it needs at least, let's say,
At least 3 days.
3 days, or
Yes.
to a week, if we want to have some details in each of our tours? Take me to in a tour in the Grand Egyptian Museum, Dr. Amir.
It's too large, so we can say about 3 days to take it in details. So we have a collection of Tutankhamun, so this is just a need to at least 1 day to be explained in details. So it's too large, too incredible collection. This is my loveliest collection in Egyptology, as Tutankhamun has more than 120 pieces there. So, and most of them are gold and golden or gilded. So all of that is our masterpieces. So this is the first day. Second day, we can take a general tour all over dynasties of Egypt. So this is the second day. The third day is to go to the Islamic part, or the different cultures than the Egyptology or the Pharaonic part.
And of course, it's going to be inaugurated with the latest technologies. I mean, we are going to have narrations, audio, and it's of course very well equipped for people with special needs or people with determination to be accurate. So inshallah, it's going to be our gift to humanity. But what's our homework to promote more for the gym? I mean, of course, media has a big role, but also social media. We cannot deny that it has such a role. In addition to the tour agencies, you as a specialist or an expert regarding the matter, tell me.
Okay, about the culture itself. So we have at the entrance the huge statue of Ramesses II, the great king of Pharaonic dynasty. So this is the first one. We can explain about that. We can explain his history, his expeditions, his achievements during the Pharaonic period as a whole, or during Egyptian history as a whole. So this is considered to be a marking to our gem or our civilization.
No, I mean, for example,
Also,
if you permit me to say my question in other words, bigger pardon, pamphlets
yes,
in the airport. Can we find ads for the gym, for example?
advertisements.
Yeah, ads. Ads, commercials, you name it, on social media to have special pages to promote for the
Yes,
gym.
we already have. We
I
already
mean, how
did.
to promote that? Because when it comes to social media, I think it has such a big role, and we can benefit from that.
To promote that, to make concerts there. Some conferences already held there, and the photo taken there are considered to be a marketing to the gem. In the social media, as you said, we can make films or movies there as making there, to show its building and its design as a whole. This is considered to be a marketing as well to posting on social media, even if it's Facebook or Instagram or whatever. So we can talk or we can express our gem or our civilization showed in the gem or in this museum.
You know, I'm asking these questions because since the convoy of the mummies and the wonderful, fruitful results after this wonderful night we all enjoyed.
The parade.
The parade.
The parade of
the
kings and
mummies
queens,
parade. I think it was also a turning point, and
Yes.
the whole world was watching, and we amazed the whole world. And this day really made it difficult what we are going to do more because it was already stunning.
Yes, as I told you before, how to show or how to make concerts there, or conferences, or a tour on the TV, or posts, or booklets, or pamphlets, or something called a guidebook on the entrance of the museum. So we can take this one. We can take books, flips for the kids on the entrance. This is a children or child museum at the entrance, so it's considered to be a marketing as well. To involve the children in our civilization as well.
Interaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they'll enjoy that. This is not just for
I would
adults.
enjoy that.
Yes.
Amira, also, since you're taking me into these wonderful details, this is something to say how what we call the soft power is important.
Yes.
And
sure.
what's going on even as we speak in Al Alamein is one of the examples we have.
Yes, sure.
The festival in Al Alamein, with the concerts, with the sports competitions, with the
Concerts.
everything. Tell me, to what extent this is going to open new horizons and new fields of tourism in front of us?
Okay, as I mentioned at the very beginning, we not just have the cultural tourism, we also have ecotourism. And what's happening in Al Alamein right now is considered to be ecotourism. So we can focus on our natural sites like Al Alamein. So Mohammed Munir was there by yesterday. It was a great concert there. So it's considered to be a marketing for the whole place, not just, there is no monuments there. So it's considered to be a marketing
But
for
the
the place
nature,
itself. Yeah, for the nature and the place
sea,
itself.
I mean, already
Yes.
there, when you walk, just walk,
Yes.
it's entertaining.
You enjoy
You would,
the
you would
nature.
enjoy everything there.
You'll enjoy the nature there. the environment there, the sea. And this is what's happening in the Red Sea and Siwa Oasis in South Sinai. All of them are ecotourism sites. So this is the engagement between the environment and tourism, antiquities or antiquities monuments. Ministries. So both of them are working together to build or to promote the ecotourism, the environment involving with the tourism together. We have also some hotels in South Sinai, in the Red Sea, in Siwa Oasis, to be environment friendly. So this is what's happening in Al Alamein right now. This is considered to be a huge marketing to our nature and not just civilization or not just monuments or tangible heritage. This is considered to be intangible heritage, and we have so many sites to show and to market it.
And to continue with the comments not by us or by Egyptian entities, in a recent report, the British Independent website highlighted some of the best tourist activities for tourists to do to get the most out of their visit to Egypt. They decided to talk about Egypt. And they said it this way: Egypt serves as a bridge between the northeastern Africa and the Middle East, where ancient landmarks meet the capital's Cairo's lively hub of culture and culinary delights. How do you see the description?
It's incredible. It's incredible.
I loved
description. Yeah, I loved it. Egypt is considered to be the first country all over the world in tourism. We have not just cultural or ecotourism. We have so many types of tourism. So this is considered to be incredible. And thank you so much. It's much appreciated from British journal, which mentioned that.
And we are going to tackle point by point. I mean, a large number of British tourists visited Egypt last year, especially at the Red Sea resorts of Sharm el-Sheikh and Hurghada, which have become an alternative option to European tourist destinations due to reasonable prices for British travelers, especially those looking for sunny destinations between September and May. It's not us who are saying so, it's the British.
It's the British one, yeah. It's considered to be a certificate. Yes. It's an honor.
I mean, do you have any comment on that?
Yeah.
Or this is something now normal as we are enjoying safety, security, in addition to what we do have regarding our natural resources?
Yes, actually, we're working on the security for our tourists. This is our main target. And the second target is to enjoy their tours here. So this is normal in Egypt, so this is considered to be a huge appreciation from them, and thank you so much for them.
Adding to the report, one of the most enjoyable activities for a tourist in Egypt to do is taking Nile cruise in a floating hotel between the cities of Luxor and Aswan.
Yeah, this is the most incredible or amazing thing they can do in Egypt, from Luxor to Aswan. This is the closest thing to my heart is Aswan. So they enjoy the Nile, they enjoy the environment there, the traditions there. For example, the wedding party in Aswan taking 3 days or 3 nights actually. So they can enjoy that. I believe also they enjoy the treatment with the citizens themselves, even in Luxor or Aswan. They're the kindest in the mankind. Yeah. So
very generous.
Yes, they are.
Always smiling.
Yes, they are.
Very beautiful. I mean, I love them too.
Yes,
part and parcel of Egypt, of course. Tourists can enjoy the sights of fertile agricultural lands and the remarkable monuments located on the banks of the Nile.
Yes, sure, like Al-Fayoum, and Siwa as well. They have tours to Sohag, El Minya, all of these sites
Yeah.
are on the Nile banks, so they can enjoy
Edfu.
that. Yeah, Edfu as well, and Aswan as well. Yeah,
I mean,
Luxor
this
and
night
Aswan.
cruise between Luxor and Aswan is
The
really
Said
enjoyable.
Misr or Upper Egypt line. So this is all of this on the Nile bank, so they can enjoy the Nile. The Nile there is incredible, is amazing. It's gorgeous. Yes, it is.
Our night.
Yeah, yeah.
Amen
Oh,
to
it's
that.
our Nile. Yeah. So,
Amira, let's remember together, since I should seize the opportunity and ask you this question. Try to remember with me the most passionate, let me call it this way, words or statements which you heard from a tourist who came to Egypt and enjoyed this Nile cruise.
the kindest person all over the world. Some tourists, yeah.
Okay.
One tourist told me so in here in Cairo. I was in Giza pyramids. Yeah, so he told me his experience in Aswan. So he told me, "You're the kindest people all over the world, and Egypt is the most beautiful bride all over the world." So
What was his nationality?
yeah, German. Yeah,
German?
Yeah. He was
The
German.
German are very tough.
Yes, they
So,
are. Which
when-
is so weird to hear these words from German tourists. So I was so happy.
I have
for that.
goosebumps, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was so happy with that. This is here in El Giza pyramids, and he was at Aswan and Luxor. So he spent at Aswan for about a week, and Luxor for 5 nights. So he enjoyed his and here in Cairo for about 5 years. 5 days.
Yeah.
Yes, so he enjoyed, and it was
Every minute.
Yeah, it was the luckiest. He told me I'm the luckiest person all over the world as I visited Egypt. So this is so weird from a German tourist. So he
To speak in this very passionate manner.
Yes,
This is it, because they do have a special way to speak or
Yes,
to describe
he
things,
has.
but with a German to say so, meaning, and
A lot.
this is exactly what we say all the
Yes.
time. The real treasure we have is us, the Egyptians, with their generosity, warm hospitality, smiling all the time, taking into consideration that we call our tourists our guests before anything else. To continue with the report? Okay. The report also recommended desert activities, such as sandboarding, watching the dunes on safari trip, particularly Great Sansi in the western desert of Egypt, which it called one of the best sites in the world for sandboarding. One of the suggestions, but not all, again, not by us, but by the British Independent.
Yes.
Desert activities. How do you see desert in Egypt, and to what extent we benefited already from our desert, or we have just had very few steps in a long journey?
Yes, actually, this is the health tourism, or the tourists come here to just heal or to take a rest from the year. So this is considered to be one of the most things or most sites has to be mentioned is Sinai, is Aswan. So both of them are the most sites which are visited from or in the healing process of the tourists.
And the salt
even-
cave in
yeah.
Siwa, for example, this
Yes.
is something which I myself really want to go and try.
Siwa, just enjoy the nature in Siwa. That's it. And keep
Shali.
silent. Yeah,
Yes.
keep silent.
Tourists can go diving to watch underwater waterfalls, shipwrecks, marine life, where some sites offer eco-diving experiences.
Yeah, this is the entertaining. This is just for entertaining. Take submarine or diving or snorkeling or whatever. This is in the Red Sea. Most of them visit Hurghada and Sharm el-Sheikh. So both of them are the most visited sites regarding this or related to the snorkeling or diving, this is considered somehow to be an ecotourism as well, to enjoy the nature.
Amen to that.
So, yeah.
And anyone who did not have this experience of going to dive or at least snorkeling in Hurghada or Sharm, you were missing a lot.
Yes.
And as we also were speaking before being on air, that Her Excellency Minister of Environment, Dr. Yasmin Fouad, along with the governor of the Red Sea province, they were inspecting together, or let's see, inaugurating three new diving sites in Hurghada. How do you see adding to our tally? Because this means that we are able to receive more tourists.
It's great, by the way, to huge this number, or to enlarge this number of adding these sites, even the Red Sea or any site in Egypt related to the ecotourism. So, and I really appreciate me myself the engagement or the involving between the environment and the tourism. So this is considered to be a marketing to our Egypt, to our civilization, to our anything we have to show to the tourism. So this is considered to be a huge stage or a huge step to do. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Going to something else, since also preserving environment or preserving our heritage.
Yes.
Also, Minister of Environment, Dr. Yasmin Fouad, already received the presidency of the Ministerial Council for Regional Authority for the Conservation of the Environment of the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden in its 20th session. This is another story or another show of confidence in Egypt. Yes. Regarding that, and taking into consideration that since we assumed the presidency of the COP27 and the conference in Sharm el-Sheikh last November, we sent a huge tangible message to the whole world. We are up to the mission, and we are going to continue in the right track, inshallah. If you please elaborate.
Yes, sure. Actually, we have also, in addition to what you say, we have hotels, environmental hotels, opened in the Red Sea on Sinai as a whole. So this is considered to be a stage, a number of steps are done there. And also the conferences and the events which are held and will be done in these sites is considered to be a marketing, and also the youth which are going there. So they are considered to be a large advertisement to our Egypt and our way of thinking. So our beliefs and everything. This is not just a tangible heritage. This also, we have intangible heritage, and we have identity to show. We have some habits, and we have culture to show. Not just our civilization. So we have so more works and things to do.
You said a very important statement in one of your answers, Dr. Amira, that we are going through many directions and coinciding with the events are taking place or in parallel, because it's not only one direction or only one field of tourism, but we are going through so many fields and opening new horizons all the time. And we are going to mention one of the examples, yachting. To have the yachting tourism, it's also something. I mean, if I do have a yacht and I'm coming from Europe and I want to stop in Egypt, maritime industry, to be refueled, to enjoy my time there, and to return back as an ambassador for Egypt. What I've seen there is going to urge me to return back again and again and again.
Yes.
How do you see this also? Because each time we do something new, it's an added value to our sector.
Yes, sure. We're working on their security and their entertainment. So if they deserve or if they delivered a good experience here, they'll market to us without doing anything here, without doing anything from our end. So
Yeah.
their work on that, they'll go their countries and show what's happened with them, even its environment or even its entertaining with any mean of entertaining, if it's a
And
snorkeling.
this is also applied to
Yes,
our
sure.
dignitaries here, our diplomatic missions. I mean, former Minister of Antiquities, Dr. Khalid Al-Anani, was very much
Yes.
keen to invite
He's my doctor, by the way.
many ambassadors and our diplomatic
Yes.
dignitaries who were here to watch and to witness themselves the new discoveries in Saqqara, in Almenia, you name it. This was also one of the brand new way.
Yes, sure.
How do you
of
see
our
this?
marketing?
Yeah.
Yes, Dr. Khalil Anani. By the way, he is my doctor, and he was a tour guide. Once he's working himself in excavation, so it means a lot to us. He's adding his experience. He's adding his culture, how he's thinking, and how he learned us. All the time he's learning us how to and teach us how to work on excavations and how to work on how to show our civilization. So Dr. Khalid, once he's working on something, so make sure it's perfect. It's 100% perfect at the end of the day. So and also he's working on the marketing, even if in the period or in Luxor in Karnak opening, the Karnak Avenue opening. So he marked a lot to our culture and civilization. So I really appreciate his efforts with us. Even now, he's not a minister, but he's still working on how to teach us, how to learn us, how to work and or how to face such excavations and experience. So his incredible character.
Along with, of
so
course,
lucky.
Dr. Mustafa Waziri,
Yes,
the
as
General
well.
Secretary of our
Yes.
Antiquities Council. Since we spoke about the new discoveries and how we are propagating for them, how this is going to change our tourism map. Because it's not only about Luxor and Aswan right now, but I mean, it's going to be an opportunity to take our guests to Almenia, for example,
Yes.
to Nal Gabal, to
To
Tall
a
El
tour,
Amarna,
yeah.
how do you see this and how we can really change or modify our tourism map?
In my opinion, it depends 100% on the how to market to the site, how to market to the place. So all that we're marketing as a major is Giza pyramids, Luxor and Aswan. That's it. We have so many sites to visit all over Egypt.
This is
not
it,
just-
and
yeah.
since you are an expert in sites management, let's know.
Yes, as a nature or as a culture, Almenia is so incredible place to visit. Its view is on the Nile bank. We have Tun Al Gabal, we have Bani Hassan.
Oh,
It's
Bani Hassan.
incredible. Yeah, it's it's an incredible necropolis there. So we have so many sites to visit and so many cultures to visit and to learn our children and our youth as well. So actually we have on the faculty so many trips and journeys there to the students just to know how to show them that
To introduce them to the area or
Yeah.
to introduce
to
the area
introduce-
to them.
Yes, to
Yeah.
introduce that to the students, to introduce that to the tourists.
They should know
Later
it
on.
by heart first.
Yes.
And then they can convey the message.
Yes, sure.
Okay. San al-Hab.
So- Yes, sure. This is an incredible site. This is considered to be an incredible site. So all of these sites are just in need to a market, to market to them, to marketing. They're just in need to marketing. So we can advertise to them. We can take photos and share on social media. We can present that, and I also discussed that in my thesis, heritage or how to revive heritage, how to revive or how to accept
All
past
types of heritage, of course. I mean,
Yes.
for example, if I'm going to add to what you have just said, the trip of the Holy Family.
Yes, sure.
Because to trace the trip of the Holy Family, this can be such a source of pride for us that
correct.
we do have the land where Jesus Christ and Virgin Mary went through
In
and spent
Sinai.
for 3 years, I think.
Saint Catherine. And
St. Catherine, I mean, the Great Transfiguration Project or التجلي الأعظم, it's
Yes.
another side of the coin.
Yes.
And this is going to be huge. And this was my coming question, by the way. How do you see those two?
Yes, actually, we have so many cultures, even it's religious culture or historic culture. So all of these stages, Egypt spent these stages. So we have so many religions here, like Judaism, like Islam, like
The three heavenly messages, of
Church,
course.
yes.
But I mean,
So-
when we call
Christians.
the Great Transfiguration Project or مشروع التجلي الأعظم as one of the priorities, I mean, also to propagate or
to visit
marketing
this,
first, to
yes,
visit this
to
place.
visit this place. And before visiting, we have to mark about that, to that on the social media, to take our kids and show them some cartoons. There is no animations showing this part. But we have animation showing so many parts of our cultures, so it's considered to be an idea. And I discussed it in my master thesis, by the way. My master thesis is reviving of heritage through animated movies for kids. How to present our culture to our kids, how to learn them in entertaining way, like animated movies or songs or puppets. So we can involve them, or we can attract them to love their cultures and their
Interactive
civilization.
activities,
Yes.
you mean?
Yes, visual learning.
Interaction.
Visual learning is how to give them materials to build a tiny pyramid. I had before a tiny pyramid from a kid, so it was so nice, just so cute. So we can take their attraction regarding these parts using these ideas.
You know, when you're speaking about Ilminia, for example, I thought that you are going to speak about hotels there.
Yes.
Because the accommodation, it's one of the very vital elements of the whole story.
Sure.
What do we need? How many rooms? I mean, do we have a problem in that? And if yes, how we can fix it?
We can.
We should build more and more hotels.
Yes, sure. We can build so many hotels there near Bani Hassan, especially, and Tuna Al Jabal, as they're elevated parts of the land. So they are considered to be remotely from the part located, so from the city itself located.
So we need
So
rooms,
we need
hotel
rooms.
rooms, because
Hotel rooms
inshallah,
and transportation as well.
simply. No, transportation, I think it's now with the developing infrastructure we have,
Not a
with
big
the
deal,
roads.
but transportation, and to give them an easy way to access, to take an access to them, an easy access to the Tuna Al Jabal and Bani Hassan. So as they're so far from the city itself, so that's why we need to transportation. We need to market
But
to
when they
them.
go there, they're gonna forget all about the exhausting
Yes.
time,
Yes.
because
It's
it's
so
really
incredible place. Yeah.
paradise on earth. We do have paradises on earth, but
Yes.
here in Egypt. It was said more than once that there are many Egyptian cities which are already chosen as the best destination, a best tourism destination. Sharm el-Sheikh, Luxor, Cairo. I mean, and it's not by us. It's also by international organizations and international entities. How do you see the choice of many Egyptian cities to be the best destination chosen by many foreigners and by global or international entities?
For Egyptians,
For us,
For Egyptians. Aswan is my closest. Aswan is my best place to visit. Actually, as its view is on the Nile, they're generous, their kindness. So Aswan, and also we have so many cities to visit and so many governments to visit.
Governorates.
Governorates, yeah, sorry,
No
governorates to visit. So. But Aswan is the best place in Egypt to visit. So and Siwa as well. This is in winter. In summer we have North Coast. We have Sharm Sheikh, and also the White Sea.
بعدها
The
بطابة.
White Sea.
I mean,
The White and Red Sea. Yes, so we have so many sites. There is no a certain site in Egypt to visit, but all of Egypt is incredible. All of Egypt is great.
and inshallah, we are going to continue to receive millions of guests all over the year, because simply Egypt deserves to be visited
Yes.
and revisited again and again.
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, we're running out of time and enjoyed our discussions,
Okay,
Dr.
thank
Amira.
you.
We are going to leave you with a promise to see you again in more episodes of Money Means
Inshallah.
Business. Well, we were very much delighted to have with us Dr. Amira Ashraf, Assistant Lecturer in Preserving Heritage and Sites Management. Well, thank you again.
Thank you so much for being with you for today. It was my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we are going to leave you with more about our ecotourism. We are going to meet you again, same time on Nile TV International in another episode of Money Means Business. With all my love, this was Nurmeen Abdurrahman.